Hey there, YouTubers! I'm back on Chess Tempo. I'm going to do some mate and threes today, so hopefully this goes well for us. It's somewhat of an advantage knowing that you are definitely doing a mating problem. So, okay, first thing we need to. It looks like we're going to get some sort of a back ranking type mate. The first thing to consider is a check. If he goes to the back row, then we can do check here, which is going to cover this square, and then checkmate to follow. If we go check, he goes to this square. No, sorry, he goes to say he goes to e3. We still check. He comes to the second rank, and then the rook delivers the mate. This must be right. Okay, all right. And the next one. Okay. What to do? What to do? I'd like to just sacrifice the queen, but I somehow doubt that that's right. So we check. He of course comes here. So we check. He captures. That can't be right. Okay, so what about check? He captures. I capture. And he comes here. And then I mate on B. On B8. That looks good. Alright. 2 for 2 so far. I like that. Okay. So the first thing that comes to mind is, yes, takes, check, takes. There we go. And mate in 3 again. Like I said, it's very nice knowing ahead of time that these are definitely mate in 3s. Alright, so first thing comes to mind is a rook check. I don't want to check with the queen because it looks like it might let him escape through e3. So we check here, and then that's going to force him down to e5. And if we check again on e5, f5 with the queen, then what? f5. Seems like he could go to d3, which is a bit, or d6, which I don't see. Oh, wait. No, I could take on d5, but that's not mate. So we need to keep him out of d6 as well. I'm having some trouble covering the dark squares in this line. What about, so check, he comes here. Nope, we can't check there. Oh, f5 check even is going to have problems with the queen anyway. So what about... This one's proving tougher. The other idea is to play rook e8. And then... Yeah, but I still don't see the follow-up there. For rook e8. This one's kind of tough. This one's causing me some problems here. So we got rook e8. Say he makes some move. Yep, like, because my idea was to play there next after rook e8, but then he still has this square. I don't see how I'm taking that away from him either. Going here, he could just take with the queen. Taking there just seems kind of slow. I don't really see what it does. We need to take away this square somehow. I'm having trouble with the e5 square. I can look at this, but it comes with check. Right? Well, maybe this is one of those things that he can't do anything about. It is. I mean, since I know it's a main three, I can kind of cheat. And I know that if I play I thought if I play f6, and then if he takes a pawn, I retake with a pawn, and then rook h4 would be mate. But he has crazy in between stuff like queen takes g6, and that wastes a move, and that'll make it not a mate in 3. So that's where I can kind of cheat since I know since I know that it is a mate in 3 problem. But what if Alright, it's been 3 minutes. Time to make a move. Alright, so we're right with that move. What's the next one though? I can't play this move. He'll take with the queen. If I play this move, he'll take with the pawn, obviously. I have this check here, but I don't see how that does me any good. So, what? What do I play? Like this move, and then come check here? Does that work? So I play this move, but he could still capture on g6, so that can't be right. I have this check, which actually seems to work. Yeah, and then he blocks with the pawn, and then I just take the pawn. There we go. That one was much more difficult than it should have been. Alright, so next problem. Black to move, mate in 3. Okay. So we have a couple checks. We have this check, which forces him to this square. I don't like that so much. So we have this check, which he can't move the bishop, it's pinned. So if he blocks with a rook, I just take it. So that really sort of forces him to come up to, excuse me, E or D7. Once he's on D7, I can what? Can't check there. I have this check, but then he's going to squeeze out to C6. I don't see a mate in 1 after that. After he gets to C6. So, what's the idea? We capture on E6 first, he retakes the pawn, but then if I come down here, he can, yeah, actually he can retake with the queen too, and get the queen in the mix, so I don't think that works. If I capture here, he still can go to D7, and then my only real check is on D8, and he's still going to come out to C6. Is there a way to get the rook involved in this somehow? So I can't check from here because rook takes. I think this is the only check that really makes much sense to me. So I check, he comes D7, I check here, he goes to D6. Oh, and then I check with the bishop on E7, and that's checkmate. Okay. There we go. That one again took a little while to figure out. Alright, the first thing, I just feel like that I'm gonna, eventually somehow this is gonna be a pawn mate or something. So check, he's gonna come to H5, check, he's gonna come to H4, and then the pawn is gonna mate. That one is pretty simple. That's funny, that one's only rated 1355, which the previous one that I did that took me almost 4 minutes was rated almost the same thing. So, okay. So, seems like that we can take here with check, and then rook takes, forced. Not terribly, I guess it's not completely forced. Yeah, I take here, and then if rook takes, then I play rook c1 check. He has to block with the rook. I capture that, and it's mate. So if I play here, though, and yes, okay, it still works. If he plays king f1, then I play rook c8 check. He takes on e2, and then rook e1 is mate. Okay. Next problem. All right. So the white pieces. Wow, this does not look like a mating situation for white. Well, I guess it kind of does. Well, yeah, it's just a check, blocked with rook, and then mate right here. Yeah, I guess that was a little easier than it initially looked like. All right. So, queen, check, check, mate, right? So check, can anything interfere? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it was pretty. See, that one is rated 1322, which is almost the same as that one. I'm just upset at myself for taking 4 minutes on one. All right. So we have to be a little bit careful because if we just convert to a queen right now, we have a stalemate situation. So I think it makes most sense to play king here, force him into h8, queen with check, and then we're going to mate on g7. I think we could probably do it with a rook too. Yeah, not worth worrying about. All right, let's do a couple more of these. We're on 10 and 0. All right, so got a rook, a bishop, or a rook, a queen, and a knight to work with. We have this as a check, but he could sneak out that way, and I don't like that. How do I take away this square and check him at the same time? All right, so technically rook takes g2 does that, but I somehow don't think that that's quite what I want. Now I do have this, and if he goes to g2, then I can check on with the queen, but I don't think that that's what he wants. I don't think that's the idea either. I feel like the most viable check. Oh, okay. I'm not worried about that because if he goes to g1, then rook is going to be a mate, and if he comes to g2 or g3, what's the mate in g3? Comes to g3. Must be the move he's going to make. g3. It has to be queen g5 check, but then he can take the knight. Well, that doesn't seem like that works. Yeah, this check is very close to working, but not quite. Well, what about? It seems a little crazy, but I think it's crazy enough to work. He play rook h3 check. No, but he can take with the pawn. I'm thinking if he takes with the. Nope, that doesn't quite work. Another one that's taking me some time. Rook h5 has got to be the check. No other check makes any sense. This knight check, he could just take it for one. I take back, and it looks like he can sneak out. So it's been about 2.5 minutes. We're just going to play the move. Okay. Well, actually, I see a check now I didn't see before. So we have this check forcing him up to g4 when seems like I should be able to. Oh, and then I'll play rook h4 mate. There we go. That's funny. I think that one was rated 1513. I think the highest one I've done tonight's been a little over 1600. So these have been fairly low rated problems. Okay. Knight check is the first thing that comes to mind. I don't like it. I don't see what it. I don't see the follow up. Maybe this knight check works better because it covers this square too. So knight check, forcing him to go to c1 or c8, and then I play queen f8 check, and then mate like yeah, that's gotta be right. There we go. Where are we at on time? We'll do one more. This will be the last one. I almost want to just take on h6 and then sack the rook next. That's not quite enough, though, is it? Man, it's so close to being cool, though. Takes here, takes here, takes here. He recaptures. We check on f3, and he still has plenty of squares. So instead, we check here, and then he's forced to capture with the queen, which deflects him from f7. We capture on f7, and he's forced to put the rook in the way, and we capture the rook. There we go. All right, we finished 13 for 13 tonight, so that was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed these, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.